It was a deal that sent shockwaves from Seattle to Toulouse. China, the world's fastest-growing aviation market, placed a $45 billion order for new airplanes. The real surprise? Airbus, not Boeing, won the contract. This wasn't just about money. It was a statement about shifting alliances and the future of global aviation. For decades, Boeing and Airbus have battled for dominance, with China as the ultimate prize. Traditionally, China split its orders to keep both the US and Europe close. But this time, China chose Airbus, breaking with tradition and sending a clear message: the old rules no longer apply. The impact is massive: thousands of jobs, billions in revenue, and a new balance of power. In the US, Boeing workers face uncertainty. In Europe, Airbus celebrates a major victory. This deal is more than commerce. It's about trust, politics, and strategy. It challenges the assumption of American dominance in high-tech manufacturing. China's decision highlights its growing influence as a kingmaker in global industries. Technical issues, political tensions, and shifting alliances all played a role. The ripples from this order will reshape the aviation industry for years. The world is changing, and so is the business of flight. This is the story of how one deal redefined the rules of international competition. The skies have new contenders, and new rules. The future of aviation just took a dramatic turn. To grasp the impact of China's decision, you need to understand the rivalry between Boeing and Airbus. Boeing, the American icon, once ruled the skies with legendary aircraft like the 747. For decades, Boeing was synonymous with safety and innovation. Then came Airbus, a European upstart born from collaboration between France, Germany, Spain, and the UK. Airbus challenged Boeing's monopoly with bold innovations like fly-by-wire controls in the A320 family. The rivalry became a matter of national pride, every order a victory for one continent over another. This competition drove both companies to innovate, making air travel safer and more efficient. China, with its booming economy, became the most coveted market. For years, Beijing split its orders, keeping both giants in play and maximizing its leverage. This balancing act ensured competitive prices and political influence. That's why China's all-Airbus order is so shocking. It breaks a long-standing tradition. The duopoly is under threat, and the rules of engagement are changing. The battle for China is more than business, it's about global influence. With this deal, China has tipped the scales, and the world is watching. The skies are no longer just a battleground, they're a stage for power and partnership. The next chapter in aviation's great rivalry has begun. The stakes have never been higher. Why did China choose Airbus over Boeing? The answer is a mix of smart strategy and political calculation. Airbus invested in China, building a final assembly line in Tianjin and forging deep partnerships. By producing planes in China, Airbus became more than a supplier, it became a partner. This approach built trust and goodwill with Chinese leaders. Meanwhile, US-China relations soured, with trade wars and sanctions fueling mistrust. Giving Boeing a $45 billion contract while facing US hostility made little sense for Beijing. Airbus, seen as a political and reliable, became the obvious choice. European governments pursued engagement, not confrontation, making Airbus a safer bet. For China, the deal was about more than planes, it was about rewarding partnership and sending a message. In today's world, business and politics are inseparable. China's decision was calculated, strategic, and clear. If you want China's business, you must be a true partner. The message to the world: relationships matter more than ever. While Airbus built bridges, Boeing faced crisis after crisis. Two deadly 737 MAX crashes shattered Boeing's reputation for safety. Investigations exposed design flaws and a culture that put profits over safety. Airlines canceled orders, and China's regulators were slow to recertify the MAX. Ongoing production issues with other Boeing jets further eroded trust. For China, reliability and safety are non-negotiable, and Boeing no longer delivered. In the end, Boeing's internal failures and external pressures left it out in the cold. This deal redraws the global aviation map. China is no longer just a customer, it's shaping the industry's future. Airbus gains jobs and prestige across Europe. Boeing faces tough times in the US. China's own aircraft maker, Comac, is rising, aiming to challenge the duopoly. By partnering with Airbus, China gains expertise for its own ambitions. Boeing must fix its safety issues and navigate a complex geopolitical landscape. The $45 billion shockwave is a wake-up call for the entire industry. The future of aviation is uncertain, competitive, and more global than ever. Will Boeing reclaim its crown, or is this the dawn of a new era? The next chapter is about to unfold.